Namaste. This is your host Dr. Amrita, and I welcome you all to Ayurvani, speaking the language of healing. So, continuing the previous topic, that is Ashtavidhi Vishesha Ahara Ayatana, we are moving forward with the next four factors. So, directly giving it to you, ma'am. Please continue the topic.
So next factor comes the desha or influence of the region on food and nutrition. So the term desha itself, it refers to the geographical region or place, both where food is grown and where it is consumed. So the region plays a very vital role in determining the quality, sustainability, and the nutritional value of the food. And also it plays a crucial and important in understanding food suitability. It tells us that food grown in particular region has unique properties influenced by nature, and the body's nutritional needs change based on the environmental conditions, and also the traditional diets have evolved to meet these needs effectively. So recognizing the concept of desha, one it helps in choosing food that are better suited to our body's needs based on our location, making our diets more healthy and harmonious with nature.
Okay, this seems very practical because in the mango season, even though the crop is the same, yet we see different types of mangoes differing in their taste and texture. So the mangoes grown in Ratnagiri differ from the mangoes grown in other regions.
Very true. That's like because the region of cultivation is important. It affects the quality of food. So different regions have unique soil types, water quality, climatic conditions, all of which it will affect the taste, texture, and nutritional composition of the food. Same you can see in the different varieties of tomatoes. The second factor is region of consumption, like climate and cultural adaptation. What people eat is often deeply aligned with the climate and geographical conditions of that region they live in. So, food choices are not just cultural but physiologically suited to the environment. For example, you can say coconut oils. So, coconut oil is widely used in tropical regions like Kerala, Karnataka. So, it has cooling properties and is stable in high temperatures, making it suitable for hot and humid climates. But in colder regions, it may solidify and is often hard to digest. So, other oils like mustard or ghee is preferred. Yeah,
Okay, so that goes with the same with the staple food also, right?
yes,
In the south region, we use more of rice as
rice.
a staple food because
Correct,
the humid condition helps in more in rice digestion
correct,
rather than wheat.
correct.
But whether the northern side, they use more as wheat, as chapati or other foods.
Correct.
So I think yes, this makes more sense, and one has to be very conscious while choosing the food.
Food, exactly. You can also see these protein sources are also region specific. You can see North India uses a lot of milk and milk products like paneer, ghee, curd, due to dairy farming practices, and also the body's higher requirement for warming rich foods in that cold climate. But as you see in the coastal regions, we rely on heavily on fish as a primary protein source, because it's suitable in this warm weather, and it's also easily digestible here. Then you can see that regional cuisine suit the local climate. You can see this Mediterranean foods like pizza and pastas. All these are ideal for moderate colder climate due to their warming and energy dense nature.
But that also makes sense that the kind of pizza and pastas that are made there and the kind of pizza and pastas that are made here
Is not
and is not the same. So one has to be
exactly.
very sure, just because it helps them to have the nutrition, that doesn't mean that we can have here and have the same
Yes,
nutrition
that's
out
the
of the food.
reason why, when you are eating opposite to your dish or your, the place, you'll have more indigestion issues.
Mm.
So you cannot digest the food that is available in the Mediterranean, climate and over the coastal climate. It's totally different. So you have a lot of, indigestion, then other disorders because of this difference. Yeah.
Okay, so the next factor is kala. Generally, kala refers to time, but what does kala mean here? I would like you to explain this.
Sure, Dr. Amrita. In Ayurveda, Kala refers to time, not just clock time, but a broader concept encompassing season, age, time of the day, and even stages of health or disease. So, understanding Kala helps us make informed, time appropriate food choices that align with our body's capacity to digest and absorb the nutrients. So, first one is like seasonal variation. Our body's digestive strength and nutritional needs change with the seasons. The same food may nourish us in one season and disturb our balance in another. So, food should support the body's changing needs through the seasons, not challenge them. Second one is the appropriate diet, according to the age how you should eat. So different ages demand different kinds of nourishment. What's suitable for a young adult may not be appropriate for an elderly person. Nutritious food that's too heavy or rich may be beneficial for youth with strong metabolism, but poorly digested or even harmful for the elderly person with a slower digestion. So no matter how nutritious the food is, if your body cannot digest and assimilate it, then it's of no use, or it becomes worse, or you can say it becomes toxic. Then the third one is time of the day, like daily digestive rhythm. So the body's energy and digestive capacity fluctuate during the day. It is guided by the natural biological cycle, circadian rhythm, what you call. So matching the food to these phases enhance the digestion and health. So you can consider in the morning it is kapha dominant time, like 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. So it's best to have light and nourishing food at that time, warm and nourishing. Afternoon it is pitta dominant. Say you can consider about 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. where you have the strongest digestive fire. So it's an ideal time for the heaviest meal of the day. The body can handle complex heavier foods as well. And night you can consider like 6 p.m. onwards, Vata dominant Kala, where Agni becomes unstable and weak. The sun sets and so does our digestive power. So prefer light, warm, easily digesting meals based on your appetite. Then comes the diseases stages. So dietary needs shift with the time, even during illness. The food you take must be adjusted as per the stage of the disease. The best example is fever. So in acute phase of fever, light and easily digestible food we give. So or even fasting we say it is recommended during the early phase. But during recovery, once the person recovers from the fever, more nourishing diet is required and more restorative food are needed to rebuild the strength. So this principle applies not just the fever but also for the most of the healing journeys from inflammation to injury. So aligning food with time is wisdom. Understanding Kala means understanding the right food. It's not just about what you eat but also what when you eat it. Yeah,
So I think our ancestors had this wisdom much more than us, because I remember
exactly.
my grandmother telling me in winter seasons to have sesame and jaggery ka laddu.
True.
But no time she has suggested me that laddu to have in summer season. Even though it's the same food, same nourishing, it has the same quality to nourish, but she has never suggested me to have that in summer, but
True.
rather in winter.
True.
So this explanation makes us realize that right food in the wrong time can be harmful, whereas moderately good food at the right time can be even more beneficial.
Exactly, doctor.
Okay. So moving to the next factor, that will be the Upayoga Samstha, where again it is explained rules for ideal food consumption. So what's your take on that?
See, Upayoga Samstha means eating the right food is only one part of the healthy living. Equally important is how we eat. The concept of Upayoga Samstha from Ayurveda tradition this outlines the essential guidelines for food intake that optimize digestion, absorption, and overall health. These rules are not just theoretical, they are based on practical understanding of the body's digestive physiology, mental state, and environmental impact on food assimilation. Ushnamashniyat is the first one. Like they say that you should eat warm food. Why warm food? Because it stimulates the digestion or it stimulates the agni and makes it more easier to digest. Also, it enhances flavor, supports nutrition. nutrition absorption and prevents the accumulation of the toxins or ama. So cold food is like weak digestion, it causes bloating and sluggish metabolism. Snigdha means eat unctuous or oily food. Now, this is a very, why we should eat oily food. Oily food means what? Food should be slightly oily or moist. It should not be dry. So, these healthy fats like ghee, oils, these lubricate the internal organ, promote, you know, smooth digestion and nourish the tissues. So, you can say that these unctuous food promotes nourishment and smooth digestion. But when you compare with dry food, they might cause constipation, dryness, and weakness. Matravata means you should eat in proper quantity. So quantity should be not just too much, or it should not be too little. As I told in the earlier podcast, that overeating burdens the digestion and undereating, causes the deprivation of the nourishment. The next point is Jirnamashniyat. Eat only after the previous meal is digested. This is very important. We, usually we eat heavy food at night, and in the morning we again eat breakfast. We don't know whether the previous day food is digested or not. So if you never eat over digested food, it will lead to accumulation of the ama or the toxins. So you should try to listen to your hunger clues. No, it is not just you have to eat on that time. You should have good hunger, then only you should start eating. Like proper meal spacing, usually like 4 to 6 hours, it will ensure that complete digestion has happened, and it's good for the better health. Next is virya viruddha, means avoid incompatible food combination. As I have told you, viruddhahara, some food combinations may be nutritious individually, but harmful when combined. The best example is milk with sour fruits, as you said, milkshakes, ghee with honey in equal quantity, fish with milk. All these are incompatible food, which will cause indigestion, allergies, skin issues, long-term imbalances. Then Ishtadesha Bhojana means this is very, we should eat in a very pleasant environment. Nowadays, we just eat standing, randomly scrolling the mobile, and, we eat. So there's no any environment created there. Pleasant environment is not created when we are eating. So food should be consumed in that calm, clean, and peaceful setting. You should avoid these noise, distractions, etc. So that's called as mindful eating. It will improve the digestion, and you know your body and mind is in contact when you're eating. So stressful environment always weakens the digestion and causes you know toxins in the body. The next point is na ati drutam, na ati vilambam. Not, you should not eat too fast, or you should not eat too slow. If you're eating too fast, then incomplete chewing will be there, poor digestion, will be there, and eating too slow, or again it will cause indigestion. So chew properly and eat at moderate and with mindful pace. Also, they say ahasana, do not laugh or talk excessively while eating. Talking, laughing, or multitasking while eating disturbs the digestive process. So, swallowing air, losing focus, or choking, all this can occur. So, eating should be a sacred act, not a casual activity. Atma and mana prasanna means eat what you enjoy. Mind and soul should be happy. Food should be, you should bring joy and satisfaction. If you dislike that what you eat, then digestion suffers, even if the food is healthy. So mental state influences digestion. A content focused mind digest food better.
Okay, so this tells us that before having food, do not look at the clock. Ask yourself whether you're hungry,
Correct.
because there's always difference between empty stomach and hungry stomach.
Correct.
Empty stomach doesn't demand food every time. It's fine, but hungry stomach, yes, it's your responsibility to give it food. And second thing, I feel many people would not consider the point of Ishtadesha. because how does it matter? Food
Yes,
is there, I am the consumer, I'll just have it. But very common example would be the when we pass by some chat center or something like that, and we smell our favorite food or
correct.
favorite chat, just smelling the food, my salivary secretion starts happening,
Yeah,
and then you start, even if you start thinking of your favorite food, your salivary secretions happen, and that's how your brain and gut is related. So
exactly.
it's very underrated topic actually, but I hope the kind of quality information that you're giving will really help our audience.
Yes, very true. Because these might be very, small and subtle things, but this affects a lot in the process of digestion. Most of this indigestion, acidity, all this can be avoided if you are doing all these activities. You can just concentrate on what you're doing, what mistakes are you doing while you're eating. So if you can correct in this, I think half of the disease will be cured.
So I think the world needs to concentrate more on what should not be done
Correct.
rather than what should be
Yeah,
done. Because if
exactly.
this is done, I think everything else will fall into
True,
place.
true.
Okay, now we reach to a final point, that is upayokta. That means the person who's consuming the food. Even though this is explained in the final point, I feel this is the most important point, and in detail we have explained it in a previous podcast. Yet I would like you to put some lights on this.
Yeah, Upayukta means the importance of the individual in diet. In holistic health systems like Ayurveda, the final and the most crucial factor in determining the right food is the Upayukta, the person who is consuming the food. It emphasizes a, a powerful truth. There is no universally perfect food, only food that is perfect for specific person. So why the Upayukta or the person matters is, even the healthiest food can be unsuitable if it doesn't match the individual's nature, that is Prakriti, his current condition or capacity. So, food must be selected based not on general nutrition but on the unique need of the person who eats it. So, to the key factors to consider in Upayukta is the Prakriti, body. We have body constitution. We have discussed it before, like what is the combination of Vata, Pitta, Kapha doshas, which food is good for Vata person, Pitta person, Kapha person, what kind of food is suitable. So all these factors. Second one is Agni, or the digestive fire. Some people have strong digestion, others have weak or irregular digestion. So even nutritious food can create toxins if the digestion fire is low. So the strength of the Agni determines whether the food becomes energy or toxicity. Then Vikriti, or your current imbalance. What is your current imbalance right now? The temporary imbalances or illness require specific dietary responses. For example, somebody recovering from fever needs light, simple food, not heavy or oily items. A person with acidity needs cooling food.
Mm.
So, next is the age or the activity level and the mental state of the person. So, if you see a growing child, it needs more nourishing and building foods. But an elderly person may need lighter, easy to digest meals. I have discussed this before. And even a mentally stressed person may require calming and grounding foods. So, mind affects the digestion. If a person is worried or if is angry, he may not digest even a simple food properly. So, Upayukta determines what is truly right to eat. The same food can heal one person, harm another. So, be perfect at one time, be unsuitable at another.
Mm.
So, therefore, the Upayukta, the eater, is the final authority in choosing the right food.
I think most of us are not using that authority in a right way. But after this podcast, I hope all our audience, even though they don't follow everything, at least try understanding what are these, so that when you understand these and when it makes sense to you, you'll automatically apply it in your life rather than just understanding it theoretically. Because food is a food, but whether it becomes a medicine or a poison, it's in our hand. So I hope this podcast was very, very helpful to you guys, and we'll be coming back soon with another yet very interesting topic. Till then, stay tuned.